The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. Starting off tonight with a live look outside on this DMV first warned day. Scott talked about at the top of the newscast. We've got some storms, some lightning strikes out there, thunder, some torrential downpour. He's got your forecast right now. Scott, bring us up to speed on this first warned day.
Yeah, and we also have some hail out there as well. And as you can see here, the roads are wet in places. Now, there is a severe thunderstorm warning, which looks like it's still holding on here. Must have been extended because it was supposed to end at 6 o'clock, and that's around the Arnold area. There is Annapolis, just north of Annapolis. Some very intense rain. As you can see, the hail size potentially up to about 1.75 inches, but that's a loft, so maybe we'll reduce that down to about 1.5 inches. It has had a history of hail. Notice all the purple marks here. Where you see the darker purple, that means, well, you have a better chance of seeing some hail in that particular area. We've also have some rain showers here just to the south of D.C. Nothing severe with this at the moment, impacting Camp Springs and over towards Clinton and Broad Creek and over towards Fort Hunt area. And then we move a little bit further down towards the south here. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect with this particular cell as it continues to move off to the east-southeast at about 20 miles an hour. I'll double check on this. This must have just come out as we were on air here, so I would assume it'll go to about 6:45 or so. There is some lightning with that particular cell, and there has been a ton of lightning with the one up around the Annapolis area. Our future cast shows each one of these cells continuing to drift off to the east-southeast, anywhere from 20 to 25 miles an hour. We have a generalized thunderstorm watch in effect until 11 p.m. this evening. A cold front's moving on through. Much improved weather on your Monday. We'll talk about it coming up in the full weather. Ben?
All right, Scott, looking forward to it. More local news in the district. Police are investigating 4 shootings, all in Southeast. The first happened on Shipley Terrace around 4:10 yesterday afternoon. We're told that 29-year-old Deonze Foote of Prince George's County died there. Then around 11:15 last night, police rushed to Pomeroy Road. A man found shot, conscious and breathing. 30 minutes later, a man found shot at the intersection of 28th Street and R, also conscious and breathing. Then just before 1 this morning, a man walked into a fire station on Pennsylvania Avenue after being shot. Police also responded to a triple shooting and a stabbing in Northeast as well. We're told the shooting happened on Banks Place just before 1 a.m. 3 women found shot, all conscious and breathing. And over on Minnesota Avenue, police say that a female was found stabbed but chose not to go to the hospital. All right, CVS has taken another step to crack down on shoplifters. It's been an ongoing problem for the retail giant that saw it close its Columbia Heights location earlier this year in D.C. Well, now there's a big change, getting some items at another one of its stores. DC News Now's Dave Laval joins us live from that CVS location. Dave, tell us what it's all about.
Yeah. Jake.
All right, we're going to get to Dave in a second, having some audio issues there. No worries, we'll be right back with Dave in Silver Spring. Another French bulldog was stolen in D.C. The owner tells us that the suspect pointed a gun at her before taking off with her 2-year-old furry friend. Police say they are looking for the Frenchie named Yerman. There he is right there. We're told he and his owner, Janine Brown, were walking on Fort Davis Street last night in Southeast just after 8. That's when the suspect came up to them, allegedly threatened Brown, pointed a gun at her, then took off in what appears to be a Honda Accord. Brown says this was the 4th time somebody tried to steal her dog.
Had his gun at me and give me the dog, or, you know, like grumbling something. I scream. My dog is like 4, 5, 6 feet ahead of me because he's on a leash. They grab my dog by the back of his head. I will walk into a burning building without pause to go get my dog.
French bulldogs are particularly targeted by criminals given their high value. A $10,000 reward is being offered to anyone who gives information leading to an arrest and a conviction. Staying in D.C., the effort to get reparations to black residents took a major step forward. City Council approved $1.5 million to fund a task force to research and create proposals to address the impact of slavery. DC News Now's Leonard N. Fleming has been talking to people who could benefit.
Well, there's a long way to go, but look, this council is very serious about how to dispense reparations to black descendants of slaves and those who've suffered under Jim Crow segregation.
I'm enthused. I don't want to get too excited just yet, but
Jocelyn Julian is reacting to D.C. City Council's decision this week to fund a task force to study reparations for black descendants of slaves.
But I'm happy to see it make progress. It's a long time in coming.
Julian is a descendant of slaves in Washington going back to the late 1700s. She testified before council last year in favor of reparations.
It's an important function for us to be able to claim our reparations.
Council members are doling out $1.5 million to create the 9-member commission that will be charged with figuring out the best way to award reparations and who qualifies. Other cities like Evanston, Illinois, are paying reparations through housing, but are being sued over the initiative.
There's a lot of prosperity here, but it's very concentrated at the top.
Tazra Mitchell is the Chief Policy and Strategy Officer for the D.C. Fiscal Policy Institute, which favors reparations for black Washingtonians, but not through a sales tax or traffic fines.
If we want to fund reparations, we have to tax wealth, which again was made possible due to centuries of discrimination and anti-black oppression.
Julian says she knows there will be pushback from the public.
But I'm finding through my efforts, at least, that there are people who are receptive to listening.
Council likely has the votes to pass this reparations bill in the fall, but any law that council passes must go through the congressional approval process. It's not clear if the Republicans in Congress will support it. Reporting in Northwest, Leonard N. Fleming, DC News Now, back to you.
Leonard, thank you for tracking that. In Maryland, Montgomery County officials say that a tractor trailer burst into flames after a crash this morning on I-495. They responded to the fire around 6 o'clock on the Beltway near Bradley Boulevard. Now, officials believe the crash that caused the fire was a result of a hit and run. More than a dozen barrels containing tungsten metal spilled onto the road. All lanes of the outer loop were closed for about 4 hours early this morning. They are now clear. All right, in Vienna, in Fairfax County, crews battled this intense house fire just this morning. You can see that it engulfed part of the front of the home on Patrick Street. Thankfully, no reported injuries. The cause is still under investigation. Staying in the Commonwealth, a body was found floating in very popular Lake Anna. Reports came in around 2:15 yesterday afternoon. Louisa County officials determined the body was of a female. The medical examiner will conduct an autopsy and work to identify that person. This comes as the sheriff's office says that they have been actively searching for someone who possibly drowned in the lake earlier this spring. Anyone with information is asked to call police. And the Frederick County Sheriff's Office says that a playground was set on fire in Adamstown yesterday morning. The call came in at Green Hill Park on Decatur Lane around 4:30. Deputies say an estimated damage, it's around $20,000. An investigation is ongoing. All right, back to our Dave LaValle's outside of a CVS in Silver Spring, Maryland. Some retail theft. It's proving problematic there, Dave. We're told that even some regular items, beverages, are now locked behind lock and key. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, Ben, right now it is pretty hot and humid out here. You don't have to do much to work up a thirst. And if you go to this CVS store behind me to quench it, it's not so easy anymore. You can only get a cold drink if an employee opens the cooler door for you. It's the latest step by CVS to reduce shoplifters. The company told us in an email it's important to keep products in stock and available to customers. Plus, CVS uses different measures to prevent theft, and locking a product is a measure of last resort. Customers we spoke to understand the decision, but still, they don't like it.
I think they ought to just hire better security and just crack down on the laws as far as the thefts in the stores. So no, I don't agree with it at all.
Beverages are just the latest items added to the list of items now locked up to the public at CVS. And also, you may recall several grocery chains, including Giant and Safeway, have taken increased security or increased steps to prevent theft at their stores. We're live in Silver Spring. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Plenty of stores trying to navigate that process and that crime. Thank you, Dave. Switching gears now, it is the final day of Pride Month, and people in Silver Spring, where we just saw Dave, they made sure to finish the month off right with their Pride in the Plaza event. Local LGBTQ+ artists, businesses, nonprofits came together at Veterans Plaza. Organizers say they hope the entire family, no matter the age, could enjoy that event.
There are drag duels, there's face painting for the kids. We wanted to make sure that this was a family event, so there's something for everyone, something for kids, something for mature folks. It's a wonderful Pride event. It's a wonderful celebration.
There were some health resources available as well, such as free HIV testing.